Good morning, everybody. Welcome to week 4. We are midway through. This is your Wednesday update. I've done this Wednesday video once or twice before. Really, this Wednesday video is based off of needs and things that I'm seeing. And so really this week, I just wanted to touch base with our remaining schedule and walk us through a quick model and some expectations for this week. Okay. First, this is just a brief schedule look at what is coming up for the rest of our online learning and the rest of your 9th grade year. We are in week 4. We are producing an ACIT writing using the gender feminist lens for Ain't I a Woman. Next week, we're going to be doing it for Thank You, Ma'am. And then finally in week 6, which will be our last full week of school, so to speak, we're going to revisit Willie Perdomo's Where I'm From. But instead of just reading it, we are actually going to analyze it and use a literary analysis lens to produce an ACIT writing. And then as we move into week 7, keep in mind week 7 is when you guys will all start deciding what you're going to choose for your grading options and all of that sort of stuff. We will be revising your Romeo and Juliet essays. This will just allow you a space to practice your writing, practice some of the literary analysis that we've been doing, as well as bring up any points or grades that you might have received on that assignment. Now, week 8, this is kind of like our final week of school. I know most of us might be kind of checked out, ready to be done. But I am asking for everyone to submit a Where I Am From, just a final version. I've been working on mine, and I'll be sharing that with you before week 8. But anyways, just a recap of the schedule coming forward. Let's go ahead and move on. This is your suggested agenda for the week. I did show this in Monday's video, but again, this is just another place for you all to see it. Maybe take a picture, write it down. You can pause the video, whatever you need to do, but just so you have the reminder of what I would do if I were you while in school online right now. Okay. Next steps. This is just a different way of looking at the previous slide. These are the things that I go through when I start grading. I say, did they do the weekly packet? Check. Essential question. Yep. Daily. I look through this list. So whichever this one or this one, whichever one gives you a better idea of what you need to do for the week, please use. All right. Next slide. Again, just a reminder of your content learning objective. Students will be able to produce ACIT writing using the gender feminist lens to critique the speech, Ain't I a Woman? Your free write quote, for those that are still participating in your free write journal, this is a great quote. Love takes off the masks we fear we cannot live without, and know we cannot live within. These are just some free writing question prompts that you could use to get your free write journal entry done for the week. Use this as you need it. Now, your essential question. This is what you'll be doing your ACIT writing on. How does the speech reinforce, critique, or challenge what it means to be masculine or feminine? Pretty interesting question. The speech is called Ain't I a Woman? We're going to read the speech and annotate for the EQ. Here's a reminder of your EQ and your Avid annotations. So let's go ahead and go to that, and I want to model for you what I'm kind of looking for and what I did not necessarily see across the board last week. So you'll notice I put my essential question at the top of the text, right? That's something that we've always done. I would ask you all, what do I need to put based on our essential question? What keywords, what sentence, what phrase do I need to put at the top of my text? Since we're all in technology and I can just copy and paste, I'm gonna paste the whole question, but I've underlined the ideas that I need to focus on, okay? I'm looking for ways that this thing challenges what it means to be feminine, since she asks, ain't I a woman? I'm gonna look for things that critique, right? Maybe question what it means to be feminine or to be a woman. I might also be looking for phrases or words that reinforce what it means to be feminine. Okay, so real quick, the speech is not long, so I expect to see some analysis. All right, let's jump in. We're gonna make this fairly quick because I don't want these videos to be extremely long. I'm gonna show you maybe the first couple lines, first couple things, so you get an idea of what I'm looking for. All right, Ain't I a Woman by Sojourner Truth, delivered at 1851. Okay, so I'm going to make a note. 1851, right? We're still talking about segregation. We're still talking about slavery. We're still talking about like sharecropping, right? We're still talking about women's rights, women as property. Now, here's something that I want to acknowledge, right? A lot of these words, a lot of these phrases, a lot of these ideas are ideas that I might know as your teacher that maybe you might not know as students. Okay, but I also want to make sure that we as readers learn that figuring out when something takes place, right? Or as we have kind of been calling it, its context is super important. Without context, it's going to be extremely difficult for us to fully grasp and understand what the speaker is talking about. Okay. Well, children, where there is so much racket that there must be something out of kilter, right? That's a phrase, out of kilter. It just means, right, off track, maybe not quite right. Okay. It's out of kilter. It's not quite right. It's off track. That says off track. No, it says off track. I think that twixt or between, right? It's important for us to acknowledge words that we don't know, look them up, and find out what they mean. Between the Negroes of the South and the women of the North, all talking about rights. The white men will be in a fix pretty soon, right? Be in a fix or be upset pretty soon. But what's all this here talking about? All right, so this first paragraph, I'm going to just make a summary. What is she talking about in this first paragraph? So she's saying that there will be a lot of noise and disagreement between the Negroes, right? Between those, no, I'm going to say what she says, right? Between the Negroes of the South and women of the North, right? And here's one of the reasons why this is important, right? Mr. Doug might be pretty proud. Your other social studies teachers over the years might be as well. If we know this, I need to learn how to spell, dude. Right, women in the North, whether white or not, were what we would consider, right, probably very liberal today. They were for, in a lot of ways, right, blacks no longer being under slavery, freedom being granted to all people. But there's a difference between allowing that freedom and wanting that freedom from afar, and then allowing these women, right, these black women, to come up from the South. There might be some kerfuffle. There might be some challenges. There might be some issues that come about, especially when we start talking about the rights that women have, right? I'm going to put that in, especially when talking about the rights that women ought to have. Right, so look what I've done in my first paragraph, okay? This is what I want to see from you all. I want to see identify context. I want you to see you identify words and phrases you don't know. I want to see you using your margins to write notes, ideas, and summarize or just each section. Right? There's only a few, but you should go through and I should see lots of annotations like we have, maybe some gists and some summaries, okay? And really be thinking about how does this reinforce, critique, or challenge what it means to be feminine, okay? Even in this first paragraph, we see rights. Maybe we can start to see the groundwork. Maybe she's going to start to talk about women's rights, right? This could be something that is critiquing or challenging what it means to be feminine, right? That women deserve rights or don't deserve rights. Um, okay. If you have questions, if this is still confusing, you're like, Mr. B, you went too fast. I don't understand everything. Come to office hours. If you can't make it to office hours, then reach out through Google Voice. This is just a quick reminder that if you need it, reach out by Google Voice any time of the day. Okay, I might not always be able to answer, but if you have questions, just text me. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. I encourage that. Please text me if you need anything. Okay, I miss you all. Reach out with questions. I know we can do this. Keep it up. Be safe. Bye bye.